think Carney should go on.
Attacking it, going all they discussed was kettlebells and MMA.
They did talk about MMA a lot.
They did.
But it's Joe Rogan. Everyone talks to Rogan about kettlebells and Banksy.
Oh.
Apparently they know who he is.
Won't he get charged for so much shit?
He's done so much graffiti.
But I don't know what
graffiti. That's his art.
I just figured out who this girl was. And
I
she's
still
already
don't
canceled.
know. I was like, she told me, I was like, Taylor Frankie
He
Paul.
thought it
Is
was
that
3
3 names? Who is that?
I don't know why she
Three
has
people just
three
getting a
different-
fight. Once we lost the World Series, I've been wanting the next season to start. I've been sitting here with this bat. and left this stupid shit. But yeah, the Drake album rollout. How do you guys feel about this thing? He's changing a bunch of people are changing their display pictures and shit to diamonds now.
Is it a marketing thing? I think it's a marketing thing, right?
Yeah,
You think he'll actually drop it?
soon. Why else would he start doing that, right? Like
They even put out posts. Those same people, all the streamers. I think Kai.
Oh, like coming soon or something.
Coming
right?
soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so then he is gonna drop it. It's gonna be on midnight at some point. Right? Like, you know, what's up with that? Why do they drop albums on midnight?
Yeah, because like they want the full day of streaming. So they put the album out at 12 on Friday so they get the whole day for streaming. So then the next week they want the chart on billboards.
It's like a numbers thing.
You get a whole day of charting.
Yeah.
J. Cole was complaining about that too. He did an interview.
Yeah.
He's like, I hate the 12 a.m. drops for the albums.
Yeah.
And he's like, they would never disrespect films like that.
Yeah.
You know, to be fair, when the last Harry Potter movie came out, they had a screening at 12 o'clock midnight because it came out on Friday.
And you lined up?
And I
Nerd.
went and I watched it.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think that's
No, I didn't go
Very
to it.
normal thing to do.
I didn't go
if
to it, but
you're
I
a
know
fan.
the Harry Potter books, the lineups were out the door. Like everyone knows about that. But the movies, I don't know.
I don't remember that about the books.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently,
I remember just getting the books.
No, it was all over the news. People were lining up
when
for
the
them.
books dropped, these kids were going wild
big
for
deal.
them.
That was
a
so
massive
long
deal.
ago.
But they did this. I never heard of any movie doing that. I didn't know they did that. A midnight thing?
Yeah, I think Harry Potter started it. They do it now.
But when
Yeah.
it comes to music, I totally disagree. Because like, I'm not listening at midnight.
You know what's
Some people are.
Some
like,
people
think about
are,
people that are
yeah.
studying and stuff, and like it drops, and you just start
Younger
listening to it. It could be.
yeah.
But then you're gonna stop studying. But like if the album drops and you go to sleep, like we're all old now, right? And you
I
wake
was
up.
asleep before it dropped.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning and there's gonna be already all these reactions. This
Exactly.
song, that song. You don't even know what the hell's going on.
I just got through Cole's album now.
Yeah.
And I just learned that I like it. Like, it takes me a while.
Yeah,
to
for
get through
me, I
all-
need to listen to it like a few times to
Yeah.
start like picking which ones I like.
At this point, I think he's gonna make it. He's hoping for the summer bop. Right, we're heading right into summer.
Yeah.
That has. I
That's
feel
it.
like he kept changing his planned date.
When he wanted to drop it, right?
Like other people kept dropping and then
That's
he kept
what it is.
changing it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been done for a while, I feel
Yeah,
like. And
yeah.
now it's about timing.
I think after Baby dropped and then Cole dropped and then now he's like, "Yo,
My turn.
my turn," right? Because it's kind of dry. There's nobody dropping music right
That's
now.
true. I didn't think of that.
It is
Yeah.
a good time.
It was a good time.
That's
right?
why he started doing it. It makes a lot of sense.
What was going on with this Justin Bieber Usher thing? You see that shit?
There's this AI picture that's been circulating online of like Justin Bieber grabbing.
That's not
Usher's
real?
collar. It's not real.
It looks so real.
Yeah.
I only saw it for a second. I just scrolled past it. That
Yeah.
shit got me.
Yeah,
They
it
got
almost
me with
got
that
me
one for a
too.
second.
Yeah.
You have to question everything you say.
No,
That's
but
'cause
what-
I think TMZ posted it. Like I think it was a credible.
That's why,
source or something.
unless it was like
Yeah.
a spoof again.
They would think it was a spoof.
Yeah.
But like it was funny because Beyonce's in the back. Like,
That's the thing,
it
right?
was her party,
Like, why would she be back there? Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh shit! Like, you know.
and she looked younger. Like, obviously.
I'm just like, whoa, Beebs is like in his face.
Yeah.
50 Cent's already tying it back to Diddy. He's just like, it all started from you when I was young. He put me on to him.
To
What?
be fair, it was probably about
probably-
that.
yeah.
If there was an argument, it was probably about that.
Yeah.
Bro, I think they need to leave Bieber alone, man. I feel like he's
him
been
and
through
his
enough,
wife. Leave
right?
them alone.
Yeah, they're only doing
They're so mean to her for no reason. Like she says that she doesn't even get to like publicize her life on TikTok or anything too much because it's just pure hate
Yeah.
for no reason. Just because like Selena.
She gets the
Who
Selena.
cares
hate.
about that?
Well, I mean, I guess celebrities, people, you get paid millions, so they think that they can shit on you, right? But then, like, you see these paparazzi following them around and shit, right?
Yeah.
Probably
Right.
annoying.
He's just
I guess.
trying to like eat.
Right? It's not clocking.
Imagine that.
It's not clocking.
Yeah.
It didn't clock to
beach.
any of them.
It's not clocking anyone. I feel like that joke didn't clock with anyone. Like, yo, shut up. Why is he able to see the dumbest dad joke? Yeah, it's not clocking. But yeah, you guys watched the Poilievre Rogan interview?
I did.
Of course.
Everyone did, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys see? So what do you guys think about it?
I thought it was a good move on his part.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, it
you
was
think
about
so?
time.
The podcast itself, I feel like he started off like nervous. Honestly,
nervous.
like when I was
He
watching
did.
it,
Yeah.
the first like 10, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
the first 5 minutes were really cringe to me.
When
he
you gave
was-
him that thing.
Yeah, but I've seen other people hand out
kettlebell,
gifts and
It's
shit.
normal, right?
It is normal, but he's like, well, you'll see the maple leaf when you lift up the kettle.
Yeah.
It was a little cringy to me. It was a bit much. And then when I was listening, because I'm an avid, Rogan
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
consumer.
Yeah.
Like I've seen thousands of hours, right? I think I've probably seen almost every episode.
Yeah.
Like I probably catch at least a couple episodes a week, right? So then I know that it's usually like a natural flowing conversation, and every once in a while there'll be some sort of scientist on or some sort of I feel like a politician or somebody who isn't like
Like a
naturally
little
flowing
awkward.
like that.
He
and it
came
gets
off a little awkward. to me.
yeah, so then Rogan had to like ask him the question. So then
Yeah.
how is that better? Like he wasn't organically bringing these
No.
things up, right? So you had to ask him the questions to get the answers out of him, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like it could have just, if it was a natural free flowing conversation, which is what I was hoping for it would be, right? Because then
Like
you see
getting to know him a little bit
you see the
more.
personality come out a little bit, right? But instead it kind of
Yeah. It sounded very rehearsed at the beginning.
in the beginning.
Once they started talking about like fighting,
Yeah.
I felt like that was more like you could see his more his
I think it took
personality
like
more.
30 minutes.
Yeah, it did
That was
take
like
a
the
while.
back half of it. The front, it's
Yeah.
like it was. It felt
It
a
was
little
his campaign,
pre-rehearsed.
kind of like the things he was saying. It was very memorized. That's
No,
what it sounded like.
But the thing is, like everybody online, well, like whatever political side you're from, a lot of people were attacking it, going all they discussed was kettlebells and MMA, right? But
they did talk about MMA a lot.
They did.
did.
but it's
but-
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Everyone talks to Rogan about
Yeah, yeah.
kettlebells.
That's such a
what he does.
that's such a stupid narrative. I've even seen people who are like arguably center right
Yeah.
be like, oh, he went on the Rogan podcast because everyone thinks it's a massive deal, right? They're like, it got like 1 million views. Like every podcast
Yeah.
he has gets 1
Every
million
single
views, right?
thing.
No,
I
not
think
every.
the Trump one got 40 million,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I think it got 80 million when you include like Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
The last Elon one had like 11. Ben Affleck and what's
They
his
had,
name,
like,
Matt
5-6
Damon.
million.
They had like 5-6 million,
Yeah.
right? So Poilievre was like an average podcast in terms of viewership, right?
sure.
But then these guys who are Canadian content creators, those are big numbers to them, right? Especially
Yeah.
if they don't keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit. I've even seen people go, oh, did you know the leftists don't like him, right?
Yeah.
Have you been living under a rock, bro? Like, who doesn't know who Joe Rogan is?
That's-
He's like, yo, he's a right-wing podcast. I was like,
That's
oh
the
my
other
God.
annoying thing, right? Like anyone who knows Rogan, like we do, we consume a lot of his content. He's a pretty neutral guy, right? And this whole narrative is being driven by the media that he's super right wing and he went on there because he's like pro-American, or Poilievre is, right? That doesn't make any sense. If you consume
Well, he was
his
talking
content,
shit about Trudeau a little bit at the beginning.
but he didn't. He kind of dodged it. He
Yeah.
didn't really
He
say nothing
didn't.
about
yeah.
it.
No,
Poilievre.
Rogan was.
I know, but
Poilievre
Poilievre
was. Yeah, yeah. Even
could-
Poilievre didn't say shit about Carney either.
He didn't. Yeah.
He didn't.
That's like respectful.
I think we actually
way
have
he
a clip
handled
of him deciding not to criticize Carney.
Criticisms of you. Like, what did your opponent say that like people that resonated with people? What were they trying to say?
It was
that
funny
maybe is
because
not accurate?
they all disagreed with my ideas, and they said these are all very scary ideas.
Scary.
And then they said, first of all, they said that I had no policies. Then they said they're scary policies, and then they stole my policies right before the election. So, but hey, listen, if the government that's in power now steals all my ideas and does the things I want to do, then I've won. Because
Great.
that's why I came here. I didn't just do it so that I could have my name on the door. So I keep saying to the Prime Minister, steal my ideas.
Right. But he doesn't want to.
Well, I won't criticize him on foreign soil. I will.
I understand.
But
Good for you.
yeah, I mean, we have a mutual
That's
respect.
such a Canadian thing to do.
That is a very Canadian thing to do.
It's so polite.
You know,
That's what I've said about Canadians. They're so polite.
So like, yeah, he refused to criticize him, right?
Yeah. He started getting more comfortable around
Yeah, that's
that
what I was
time.
saying. It
Yeah.
took like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
right? And like all of these, a bunch of these people on either side who don't consume it, like I was saying before, like
Yeah.
they don't realize what these kind of podcasts are, the natural, free-flowing conversations
Yeah.
kind of. And then to like what you were saying, the right wing, left wing, like people don't know who he is. Normal people that consume this kind of shit, you just watch it and you don't go, he's left, he's
Yeah.
right. You just listen to the person's opinions. You agree with some of them, you disagree with some of them, right? I think some people watch this, right? They might be liberal, they might be conservative in terms of the way that they vote.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they don't agree or disagree with some of the things that we say.
Yeah.
We can be on one side or the other depending on situation to situation. You don't even think about it like, is this
sure.
a left thing? Is this a right thing?
Just
Only
give
like
your opinion on it.
yeah, only people who are in that political machine who are just on one side and it's their like job to be like, this is the best because of X, Y, Z. Those are like, those people like echo chambers of like, let's say Fox or like, CNN or CBC here. They just kind of, whatever is going on there, they echo the same sort of sentiment.
For sure.
People, normal conversations like this are not supposed to, but that's why people label them certain ways, right?
Yeah, even to make a big deal about the gift or whatever, that's how many people have done that on Rogan.
Yeah.
Everyone brings a gift. Not everyone. A lot of people bring gifts because they're excited, because they know the exposure, the amount of eyes that he gets on him. They're excited to be there, right? They asked to be there. He let them on.
Yeah, it's at 2 million views now.
2, so it's doing better than most.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's up there then.
Yeah.
But it's the best one
But
since
that's not
Affleck.
like crazy for
No,
Rogan.
but in the last like 2 weeks, it's one of the
alright.
best ones. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool as a
Yeah.
comedian. It's also good because you get representation out there, right?
For sure.
And from like all the positive stuff, you did get to see that Poilievre was there and he's actually, on the side of battling for Canada and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And like you were saying, he made a Trudeau joke.
Yeah.
You know how easy it is for Poilievre to clown Trudeau?
So easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
He's been doing it
Right.
most
No,
of his
I
career.
like the way he handled himself.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was such an interesting interview. Like there wasn't anything I learned.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a hard watch.
But part of like when he finally got comfortable, like
Yeah.
he did,
Yeah.
his personality shined through a
Yeah,
bit, and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
commendable, right?
Yeah.
He's just-
Exactly.
I don't think that was pre-rehearsed. He just
No, I
he
think he's
asked
just
him
nervous.
a question. He's just like, no, I don't want to attack him on foreign
Like the
soil.
gift thing, I wasn't cringing at him giving him a gift. It was just he was a little awkward when it was
Yeah, it's like
happening.
over explaining
I was just kind of
it.
like, whoa, he can like lift the 70-pound dumbbell. He kind of looked like he could lift it properly.
From the flip side, like we've all seen Trudeau go on like Colbert and stuff like that, and then recently, I think Carney went on the Daily
Carney,
Show.
yeah.
I don't know if you saw Jon Stewart ask him a question about
Yeah.
Poilievre. Basically compared him to Trump, right, and talk shit about him, right, and Poilievre didn't do that.
Yeah.
Right, and people like to paint Poilievre as the guy. They're like, "Yo, no, he's the person who would easily do that." He didn't do any of that,
Yeah.
right? And this wasn't the only interview. He did it in another interview too. I don't know where he was. There was one in New York somewhere. He's standing in front of maybe the stock exchange. I don't know where he was, but he was like talking about
He's
why
on a
he
bit
did
of
the
a
interview.
tour,
Yeah,
right?
he's on a bit of
Yeah.
a tour talking about tariffs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when this guy even criticizes what's his face, Trudeau, right? And then he goes like he's Castro, right? He's
Yeah.
like, because he was making fun of that Castro meme.
Yeah,
the picture that everyone sees, like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Castro's son. He's like, no, he's not Castro's son.
Yeah.
Right away, he was like, he's not Castro's son, right? He's like, but his dad, we still have a problem with him.
Yeah.
Right? But like he's not Castro's son, right? And even that, like the people that don't understand, like Pierre Elliott Trudeau, like Justin Trudeau's father, in the 80s, when they did that NEP thing and they started to do export taxes on Alberta, basically, you made it so there was like energy prices were through the roof, oil was through the roof, right? And now you put export taxes on Alberta, right?
Yeah.
And Alberta felt like now you have to you can't profit off that oil, and the rest of the country is profiting off that oil, right? And you're subsidizing other provinces. Well, you're taking a massive loss, right? They had massive job losses, economic damage. You saw a bunch of investment get pulled out of Alberta, right? So there's a bunch of people there in Alberta still to this day, right?
Yeah.
That haven't forgotten any of that, right?
That's hard to forget.
Yeah, he's from there,
Yeah.
right? So then he's obviously, to him, he could go down that pretty easily,
Yeah.
right? And just kind of reiterate,
From personal experience, right? He could do that, but what does that show you about a person? I think that's why I thought it was a win for him. I think his personality shined through in those moments where he could have just attacked. And he could have just like double, triple down on that,
Like how Trump handles situation.
or even
Yo,
Carney.
or even
Carney.
Carney.
Carney, when given the opportunity, just shits on this guy.
Yeah, he does. He does. And so, like, yeah, I mean, it was a good, like, outside of, the nervousness, I think it was a good
Yeah, it was
conversation. I felt like it was a pretty good conversation.
Yeah.
And then, like, even, like, the way that he was talking about, like, money and stuff, like, I'm talking about taxes and stuff, instead of export taxes and more government involvement, he was kind of talking about the opposite, right? Like, take out the government spending,
Exactly.
take out the bureaucracy,
Like
take
make it
all
more
that out.
basic.
Yeah, make it more
Yeah,
basic and let
yeah.
people live their
I like
lives.
that.
We take care of like the basic stuff and you guys go live your lives,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think we actually have a clip of him kind of discussing this.
This is about internalizing the scarcity. Every creature in the universe, every bird in the trees, every fish in the seas has to live with scarcity, maximizing use of scarce resources. The only creature who doesn't do that is the politician, because he's always using someone else's money. Right. It's like, oh, well, I'll just print it or borrow it or tax it. It's not my money. And so they routinely show up to their cabinet meetings and say, well, I've got a new idea. It's $100 million. Where are you going to get it? I don't know. We'll print it. We'll borrow it. We'll tax it. Not my money. But if you had a law saying you can't actually bring a proposal to cabinet unless you have matching savings to pay for it, well, then you'd have these politicians walking up and down the hallways in their departments looking for waste and like rooting it out. So instead of making the single mom, the senior, or the small business owner live with scarcity, I want the politicians and bureaucrats to live with scarcity. And that's what I would impose by law on my government.
How do you not get behind a policy
Right?
like that?
Yeah.
I like him.
When you hear that, right? Anyone, there's narratives driven by the media and just pushing this guy down, whatever, right? If you look at that objectively and you just went into it without just watching the interview,
Right.
how do you disagree with a lot of what he said?
Right.
Like what he said there, he's just like, get rid of the bloat,
Right.
let people live their lives.
Right.
And how about the politicians have to deal with the scarcity?
Rogan was kind of like that too, though. He's like, I like you, man. Like he like
Well,
understood.
he did that too.
resonated with the things
Remember
he
when
was
they
saying.
sat and laughed? They're
Yeah.
like, how the hell did you lose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, no, they mentioned that. They're like, you probably lost because of the 51 state thing happened right when you were about to vote. He's like, I don't know.
Even when given the opportunity to be like, yeah, that's why I lost.
yeah.
Yada, yada.
Yeah,
he
he was like-
always
he was
just
humble.
went.
right.
He was always humble. He's like, the
Yeah.
Canadians voted the way they did. It's okay. Next
Right.
time, maybe we'll get them, right?
Right.
I think he was very personable and relatable.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I did. To me too, like I feel like he came off as a like any kind of policy he said or anything that he was like the sentiment that he was putting out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how you disagree with any of that.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing that's kind of like that I thought about was like why even go on this press tour a little bit at this point? Like that was kind of, unless like you're letting your personality shine, that's why you're doing it. But he said he's doing it for the tariffs and stuff.
Yeah.
And also while I'm down here, I'm texting Carney and stuff. Like he wasn't punking Carney whatsoever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He even gave this whole thing about how the government, the leader of the opposition, he's the leader of the opposition. It's the government's job or the opposition's job, right, to go there and hold the government accountable. Right,
Yeah.
it's actually a beautiful system, right?
Yeah.
Which I agree with.
In
right?
theory,
like
it's a great
yeah,
system.
no, I've even said this before. I don't
Yeah.
like majority governments.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think they don't work well for the people when there's majority governments. I think when there's minority governments and you have to come to an agreement and you can't just run off with your stupid ideas.
Yeah.
And like there's somebody being like, no, that doesn't make sense. I think that's better for the country.
Yeah.
Right. I think if somebody's just one staunch, supporter of one side or the other, they're gonna be like, no, that's not good
Yeah.
because I like these ideas and I reject somebody else's worldview. Kind of stupid, right? So I kind of like all of that. Like it was good.
He did
what
a good
did there.
job.
Yeah, I think he did a good job.
Yeah. In the long run, I think it's been shown anyone that goes on Rogan ends up benefiting. Like Bernie went on there, Trump went on there. It's still exposure. In the long run, it always, the party affiliation doesn't really matter.
No, I think Carney should go on it.
I think he should.
I think he
I'd
won't
watch.
though because I think he'll get grilled. Right, but
Carney's become a better like speaker. I think he will.
Has he? That's all he does, man.
He can like go around like the merry-go-round before he gets to the point. I don't know. From when he first became prime minister to now, I felt like he started speaking better.
I think the bloviating and like just talking about random shit all the time, like that's there.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
don't
will he actually answer the question? I don't know.
That's the thing.
But
a lot of what his a lot of what he says and does, you almost feel like there's nothing going on and there's a whole lot of speeches. But I guess that's any politician, right? But that's how it feels. It's just a bunch of flights everywhere. I'm gonna give 200 million to here. Recently, there's 200 million going somewhere. Oh, that's Toronto, right?
that's a good thing.
No, I didn't say it's a good thing. But that was because Olivia Chow was like, we're gonna increase property taxes unless we get money federal funding, right? Like, look at that. People are going through it, and the government is just like, yo, we need our money.
That's what he said.
Right?
He's like, they'll just tax them.
Yeah. It's kind of like these gas prices, no? They just keep skyrocketing.
Oh, man. Where the hell is this thing going to go?
I don't know, man.
So Trump's been putting a lot of pressure on these guys, right, for a little while now, that he thinks people should be joining. He's displeased with them. What was it? Starmer said something, whatever, right? We heard it. So now, like, all the European allies, they were non-committal. Most of them said they didn't want to get dragged into it because of, like, Iraq, right?
Right.
And then Anita Anand even came out and said, she was just like, he hasn't formally asked NATO to be involved.
Yeah.
So they were just leaving things up in the air, right? because they all have that fear from the past, understandably, right? And then, so all the NATO members got involved in this thing, or it ended up very quickly. They shifted their stance, and because the European natural gas prices jumped 60% since the start of the war up until now. A couple of weeks, they jumped up 60%. So on Thursday, the UK government puts out a joint statement alongside France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, and Japan, which they said, and quote, readiness. They have a readiness to contribute to appropriate efforts to ensure safe passage through the strait. So, and then after they put that statement out, most of the NATO countries, not all, most of them joined in. Canada, Australia were some of them. They came out and said they support
Didn't Canada pull troops out of Iraq? And like you're starting to see.
And after that, just one day after that message came out, all the NATO allies pulled all their troops out of Iraq. So we can tell what they're doing. They're getting ready.
It's the gas prices, man. That's all it is. All this shit's about those gas prices, right? Like I told you before, like everyone's going to start talking about like how, you know, these gas prices are getting too high. Yeah. It's going to create inflation. And now everyone's worried. And like, I think if the Strait of Hormuz was open, they wouldn't have cared as much, right? And now you see Iran attacking other, you know, fuel infrastructure in Saudi and stuff to close down the pipeline to make it even harder, right? The national average in Canada for gas was 1.69 liters. Right, a month ago it was approximately $1.69 a liter. Right, a month ago it was $1.30 a liter. In BC, hold on, did I get that right? Yeah, the national average in Canada is $1.69 a liter. Right, and a month ago it was approximately $1.30 a liter. Yeah, and in BC it's $1.92. Right, and then Ontario right now
that's touching $2, man.
Right.
When it was $1.30, I was like, this is expensive.
Right? Alberta's $1.58. The US is $3.91 a gallon. A month ago, it was $3 a gallon, right? In Canada, the average car probably costs you somewhere around $20 to $30 more to fill up now. Like just right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, in the US, the average went up by basically $1 a gallon, right? So this thing's going to keep going, right? And it doesn't know where the hell, where we're going to end, where it keeps going. To me, it's good. This summer's going to be hard if these oil prices keep climbing.
For sure. Yeah. That's what pushed them in. They're all waiting on the sidelines, all these guys, right? All the NATO. And that's eventually what pushed them in. But they're still taking that stance. That's what they came out and said. They want to open up the strait. So they still are saying that they're not going to get involved in the war. But you're messing with everybody's money at that point, right?
I mean, at this point, it's going to start to cause inflation, right? And like, I heard the central bank even saying, like, you know how everyone is like, they're always like watching the news to see if interest rates go down. That's mainly why people care anytime Jeff Macklem talks. But they're like, for now, they're going to hold it. And then they're watching it. And he's like, yeah, if this oil prices stick at how high they are for a few months, we're going to have to start raising them, right? Yeah. Because of inflation, right? Yeah. So now you imagine if they start raising the overnight bank rate. Yeah. Right? What that means?
Insolvencies.
Variable rate mortgages are going up, insolvencies, right? You're already seeing
job loss.
You're already seeing
groceries even already gone up.
Groceries gone up. You're already seeing. I was reading the other day that if you adjust in for inflation, the housing market's lost 10 years in growth.
Holy shit!
Right, and if you look at the condo market in downtown Toronto or even BC, gone to shit.
Yeah.
Toronto's like a big one, right? They can't sell shit there now. So like at this point, it's like. I think even NATO realized, right? Like people can't afford anything, right? So you have to make it so, you know, open up the Strait of Hormuz, right? It's
at the
not
very
even,
least be able to put some gas in your car.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right. And then I also feel like when life gets this expensive, right? You don't know which way to, like most people, they're gonna start fighting. You start seeing them arguing. The hate starts to go higher and higher and higher, right? Like it just keeps going in a direction where, you know, you're going to lead to conflict and shit,
or
right?
they just get depressed.
There's that too.
Did you see Canada on the happiness index?
Oh, this yearly thing. I saw the US dropped to like 25th or some shit, right?
Well, that's a little. US
what
has
are they at?
They fell all the way to 25th. It's worse than even last year. Yeah.
Damn. What's the happiest, you know?
It's or
It's still like Denmark or something.
I think it was one of them.
It has to be
Yeah.
one of those Nordic countries.
But
or
like,
some shit.
this is their lowest in 14 years. The lowest
Wow.
point. Like in the early 2010s and even the 2000s,
Yeah.
they regularly rank top 5,
Wow.
5, 6, 7, top 10 always.
Damn.
But like particularly among the youth, that was the weirdest part. They rank 71st in people 25 and under.
Yeah, the top 5 countries are Finland, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, and Israel.
Yeah. So Denmark's always up there.
Israel.
Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Israel's like bomb on rank. Like, yo, they're so, how's Israel 5, bro? They're in a war. Holy
crazy.
shit. The most unhappiest country is Afghanistan. Well, that makes sense. Why Finland? Finland's success is often attributed to a strong welfare system, high levels of personal freedom, and a close relationship with nature.
Okay. You need to plant some more trees around here.
I wouldn't
Well,
do
there
well
is
in
this thing
Finland.
about nature, right? Like if you go and you get a lot of sunlight, right? Vitamin D, pause. But like, you know, you're just,
The whole seasonal depression thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but nature has so many bugs.
What?
I don't know. I don't mind nature.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
telling me the weather's warming up and shit, and you're gonna complain about bugs?
I'm
but
100%
that's-
going to complain about
that's
bugs.
one of the things
Going
I
on
hate.
walks at night, it's nice, but the mosquitoes get you.
Yeah.
Sure, they get you, but I know
They
you're a
get
person
me.
who loves good weather. As soon as
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit of the sun comes out, you're like, oh, this is great. So I don't know what this bugs thing is about.
No, I was just thinking. I was thinking about Finland. You're like the nature thing. I'm like, nature's all right.
Oh,
There's like
Finland.
bugs.
Did you know even amongst them, like that whole I'll bring it back to the happiness thing. The people 60 plus are actually happier, and then 30 and under, there's like a complete like adverse effect. One side goes this way, the other one goes this way.
Well,
That
30
makes sense.
at 30 and under, I guess. I don't
Like
get
above
the under.
60, you're about to retire. Like you don't really care anymore
Yeah, but why are the 20-year-olds not happy?
because you don't
Can't
know.
get a job,
There's no
can't get
financial
a house.
future. You can't do
Okay,
anything.
And
I
even the
know
job
people
you
say
get
that.
is going to
No,
get
he's saying
replaced by
30.
AI.
30,
No,
it's
he's
either-
saying anyone younger than 30
Yeah.
is unhappy.
Yeah.
Right?
That's when
that
you need to get your
any-
shit together.
Huh?
Yeah.
And people can't.
Yeah, I guess so, but I was gonna say most people that I know that are in their 20s and shit, like
Yeah.
these people aren't married, they don't have kids, they're still doing like living the single life, doing what the hell are they unhappy about?
It's just the future.
I
right?
think it's like if it's
not
like-
affordable.
Maybe
If
they
it-
want to be married and they want to have kids. And
Maybe,
They don't think
but
they
I
can.
think the most stress is put on like the 30-year-olds, the people who are 40, 41, 42 in the prime earning years of their life right now.
Yeah.
If you've made wrong decisions in the last like 6-7 years, right? You could have lost a decade in like money that you could have made depending on what kind of financial decisions you make. That shit weighs on people. The 20-year-old, fuck you stressed about. You didn't get some stupid job coming out of uni for like 40 grand a
I
year.
know,
Like
but
you
when
don't
you're
have a
that
mortgage.
young, the things that stress you out, they're
It's so
they're so
stupid.
dumb to us. But
It's
when
so
you're going through it, they're
Yeah.
so important.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think-
biggest thing happening in your life at that time.
Yeah.
Every time you're going through something,
When you're 12, like,
I
you're
remember
stressed
even the
about
decision to go to university, how worried I was.
something, right?
And how little it mattered in the grand scheme of my life.
yeah.
But it is honestly a very big decision to be made by like an 18-year-old.
It's a pretty stupid system when you think about it. There's no real
is stressful.
world experience. You just go to this guidance counselor and like, yeah, you should be going to university. Which one? I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, like with AI and everything, we don't even know which direction it's going to go in,
Yeah.
right? I was recently, I think Andrew Yang was talking about AI. I was listening to him, the UBI guy, originally when he was trying to run for presidency. He was talking about how there's been an uptick in people applying for law schools and stuff and becoming lawyers. He was talking to a partner friend of his who was like basically essentially saying, why would I get a entry-level associate to do some work that I'd have to pay them so much for when I can get an AI to process these documents and do that shit in maybe 35 minutes and the billable hours I get to keep?
For sure.
what?
Like, why do I need a paralegal? Why do
But
I need any of that?
yeah, then the problem is though, how does somebody become that senior associate or partner? How do you get there if you can't start somewhere? You're eliminating certain jobs,
Yeah.
right? And I think those unionized jobs that are like you know, like a teacher, for instance, they're gonna be like, we'll always need at least a teacher in a classroom,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a union behind it, right? Or like any kind of like, or a doctor or something. They're like, but there has to be somebody analyzing the X-rays. It can't be AI.
Yeah.
Though that's job preservation, right?
Even teacher, I don't think it's that. they're that necessary.
They're not.
I was like, I saw this lady talk about how her daughter, everything they learn is on an iPad, right?
Yeah.
To the point where like you just have to get through it. You're not actually learning anything. She's like, I had to print out the things that they were learning and like take a piece of paper. That's probably a millennial trait though, writing things on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then and then she had to learn it. And then all of a sudden she's like, I could just see my kid, the things were clicking.
Yeah.
But other than that, like you just have to go through the page. You just got to finish the page. You don't go back. It's not like a textbook. You can't refer back. They're not learning anything.
You just press next.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't know what it's like here. She lives in the States. So
Yeah.
I think AI is going to eliminate a lot of these like data entry kind of jobs. And like, I think originally people were thinking about like blue collar jobs. I don't think it's blue collar jobs. I think any of the jobs that nobody wants to do, those are always going to be there. Like cleaning
Those are
hotel
there right
rooms
now.
and shit like that.
You want to
That
go
shit's
pick up
gonna be
horse
there.
shit?
I'm just wondering, instead of UBI, if they start doing this job preservation thing, because I've been hearing this a little bit thrown out there. Like, for instance, if there's a truck that drives itself, there still has to be a driver sitting in the truck just in case, right? Like, if there's like a certain, you might decrease the amount of people that work there, right? But like, there's one person supervising what 15 people would have been doing, shit like that, right? Call centers, obviously, they're gone, right? Like, shit like that, gone.
Those
right?
are already almost gone.
But the hard ones are like, imagine somebody who's, like I was saying, a lawyer, an accountant, like somebody who spent years in
and
school.
money.
Right? And like money and hopes and dreams and now gone.
Yeah.
Right? Like who knows where
I
that
don't know how
shit's going.
fast that's going to happen.
That's why they're so sad.
That is one of the reasons they're so sad. And it's happening at a record pace. It's happening really quickly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you're at a point where like sort of like an inflection point if somebody's using AI, because it's also a time where you have so many things at your fingertips that if you can use them, you have a shot of making it. The market is so saturated and there's so much out there that it's definitely hard, but the chance at making it, you can argue it's never been greater. You have so many tools at your fingertips at this point. You can get AI to make you websites and like give you ideas. Like we're talking about learning. I think like even as an adult, if you're inquisitive, you're looking for certain, and you know how to
if you're not just trying to like pass something.
If you're looking at these LLMs, right, the way that people YouTube, I feel like YouTube makes so many people smarter, right?
Yeah.
LLMs, I think the main thing that people are using AI for is LLMs at this point, and you just see how they get a little bit smarter in comments. I feel like that's about it. That's all they use them for. They go ask ChatGPT, "Hey Grok, is this real?"
Copy
paste something in chat, right? Stupid shit like that. That's all they do, right? But if you actually start using it and you're asking it the right questions and going deeper into things, something maybe a university professor couldn't have even answered. You're quickly finding answers. You're like, oh,
especially that fast, right?
Yeah. Like so many times, like I'll be searching things. I don't have a direct example for it right now, but I'll learn something that I would have never, ever. It's kind of reminiscent of the YouTube how-to video era.
Yeah.
How to build this, how to do that. Like it's so fast.
But
now.
that's someone who has that gene, even like you would use it that way. But how you got to think about how these kids are set up, right?
Yeah.
They're set up to sit there and binge Netflix, go on TikTok, Instagram.
Right.
That's the life they're accustomed to. It's not chasing things. Let me learn more. They're like, yo, I want to learn the least to get the job, to do the least.
Yeah.
And just chill. That's how they're
they're
programmed.
watching these fast videos. That's
No
I think
attention
rewiring
span.
their brain.
Yeah.
Like their attention span. Exactly.
Yeah.
Their attention span's gone. And,
Yeah. There's also that.
And then it's like, shit, now
but
I
yeah,
have to
like
work.
we didn't have ChatGPT like when we had to write essays. Imagine how
Right?
helpful that would have been.
I just think of it not just like
All we
shortcutting
had was
school and shit.
turnitin.com.
Yeah, there's also that.
Or like, remember looking at an encyclopedia? Did you guys remember doing that?
Yeah, oh yeah. You remember sourcing things? We've talked about this
Sourcing,
before.
yeah.
Bibliographies were where the comma
It's the
went and the
dumbest thing.
period
To learn
went and
how-
the author and the page number and all that stupid shit.
Citing, yeah.
Why? It's so
More
pointless.
than like 10 classes were wasted learning how to do a
Dumb
bibliography.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a header and a footer. Like, why do we need
So
to know that? Why? What difference does that make?
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least
for
they're
sure.
skipping that now, right?
But I think like outside of the school thing, like critical thinking, if somebody is a critical thinker with all of these tools at your exposure,
So maybe it's good for like our generation.
if they're using it right. I think what ends up happening is most people get terrified and they're just like,
Change is scary.
yeah, and it is scary. There's this also, now I'm just going in so many different directions. There's this other direction AI could potentially go in that I've also been seeing is this. it's not going to be that you work for other people. You either create something, right? It doesn't have to be in this space or anything. It could be anything, right?
Yeah.
Like from apps to blah, 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 anything. I just said blah, blah, blah as an example. But it could be anything. If you're creating something that other people can consume, a product, an app, something, media, you have some sort of way to make revenue. If your goal is to work for somebody, they're just going to be looking for reasons to replace you as quickly as they can. Why would they keep you? Right?
Can't afford anything, can't get a job.
No.
Future looks pretty grim.
I guess so. And it's tax season, right? So, like, you can see, that's the other thing. Why are you dropping this happiness index during tax season? Who the hell is happy during
such
tax
a bad winter, gloomy weather, and now it's like.
And during recessions, when inflation is this high, it's a known fact that a government, not just the Canadian government, like from the CRA to the IRS, these Western worlds, they want their money because they're also broke. So they want their money. Whenever this shit happens, this is when most people get audited and shit because these people, they want their money.
You think you're leveraged? You don't know how leveraged the government is.
Right? We all know trillions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. What else we got?
Banksy.
Oh, this shit was...
Apparently, they know who he is now. So, the Reuters, they're reporting that they know Banksy's real name and identity. So we have a picture. If you could pull it up. So that's probably his most famous painting, right? The balloon one. That's one I know.
Right.
So the guy on the right there, that's Robert Gunningham. Or David Jones. That he changed his name to. He's a man from Bristol. Reuters reported that Robert Gunningham there was charged with a misdemeanor in New York in 2000. And following that, he changed his name to David Jones. And that's one of the most common names in all of Britain. So there's been speculation this guy's had that name for a while. The Robin Gunningham. That's been tied to Banksy for like a long time now. Since 2008, they're saying.
I went and checked the Instagram account. Did you?
Yeah.
No.
It has like 7,000 followers.
This guy's?
Yeah, the Gunningham one.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You didn't go check it?
No, I just checked Banksy's.
No, I went to that name.
Yeah.
It has like 7,000 followers. It could just be
I don't think that's him.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think that's like one of those fan accounts.
Yeah, it's like this isn't associated with Banksy,
I saw
but
that
like
one
it's
too.
posting
I
some
did
shit. I was
check,
like, that sounds like somebody who is the person would say.
He just wants to be so anonymous.
I'm just being a skeptic for no reason.
Yeah.
But that's even a really old picture of him. He's like an old guy now.
Yeah, the guy is older, right? Yeah, so like people have been thinking it was him for a long time now. The only like major difference is now that he changed his name, and under that new name, they found that misdemeanor charge and charged it to him. And then under that name, he traveled to Ukraine in 2022. And that's where a lot of Banksy art showed up in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So there's like more evidence.
So cool.
That is cool.
There's more evidence. Just they even had some eyewitness accounts. So basically, they just got a little more evidence on the Gunningham thing, and then they tied it to the name change now. So it seems like it might be the guy.
I think the major question here, like we don't know 100% if that's him or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, let's just play a scenario. If it is him, right? Does his work still hold value? Like, how much value do you think it holds?
But also, it's graffiti. So won't he get charged for so much shit?
He's done so much graffiti.
But I don't know what
graffiti. That's his art.
I didn't even think of that angle, but it's all graffiti. He should have so many vandalism charges.
I don't know what the statute of limitations on graffiti is. So I don't imagine it's like 10 years or some shit.
Yeah,
Well, we don't know. I don't know if he's always painting.
And they're not gonna charge him.
That's literally all he does, right?
Yeah.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
That's his art.
Outside of that, to what you're saying, that good point though. But like outside of that, I don't know. I was torn. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well,
To be known?
Yeah, is it good or bad? I don't know.
Does it make a difference?
it makes a massive difference.
When it comes to art,
you think about
something
other
anonymous?
artists, right? Like artists usually just make money after they die, right?
Yeah.
And then there's people that will refute that claim somewhat because they'll be like, there's certain artists that have, right, especially in the modern day, like what's his face, Andy Warhol, right? Like, but people hate him for some reason. But his even his shit, I think he was making tens of thousands before he died.
Yeah.
And then after he died, hundreds of millions.
it just makes it more valuable, right?
With this guy, it's not just with him. It's not just the fact that he's anonymous. It's also the stunts he pulls.
Yeah.
Right? Like the red balloon one.
Yeah.
Right? Like who does that shit, right? Like you have an auction and then there's a frame, right? And as soon as the gavel hits,
So crazy.
the painting just gets shredded halfway, right? And that happened in 2018, right?
Yeah.
So the person holds that for a few years. They name it to Love in the Bin or some shit and sell that. It sold for 1.2 million original auction,
Yeah.
and then they rename it and it sells for 23 million.
Crazy.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Right? And then his other shit that he was doing in New York, when you were saying he was selling street art for $60.
Yeah.
Right? And then when
There's
they
just an old man sitting there.
that's crazy,
Yeah.
no? And then like when you realize that it's
He called
him,
it an experiment, or I don't know if he called it, but that's what they're saying. He just did a social experiment.
yeah, so then those stunts, along with the anonymity, right, and the legend and the mystique, that creates the allure to like, oh my God, that's a crazy painting, and I'll pay millions of dollars for it.
Yeah.
Right? Now, like the reason why you see prices go up after somebody dies because they can't make any more.
Exactly.
Right? The scarcity is there.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like the same thing happens with baseball cards, hockey cards, Pokemon cards, right? If you can create some sort of scarcity with parallels, refractors, this and that, signatures, right? One of one, somebody dies, now it's like very expensive, right? Like we're starting to see trading cards sell for tens of millions of dollars, multiple, right? That happens because there's some sort of scarcity created, right? At this point, if somebody's, living, how do you create that scarcity?
Well, how do you know that he's still creating art? And he's pretty old. Like maybe before he like passed away, he wanted to like reveal his identity, but we don't even know for sure that that's him.
Yeah.
These are just all the
nobody's
things that
ever
Reuters
nobody has still come out and like
he
said
hasn't admitted it.
He hasn't admitted it. The only thing is when it comes to like tying it to the cards, doesn't it make it so like, because with Banksy specifically, there's so many copycats, so many like fake things out there. Can't he legitimize
Everybody
it?
tries to like say they're Banksy too.
Exactly. So can't he legitimize it? Like,
yeah,
sign
but then
it?
okay, what happens then is that you get overexposure, right? You're gonna become the brand, right? You become the
that's not good.
influencer,
Yeah.
right? You become that person in this market where somebody's putting something away for a store of value.
Yeah.
Like if you get into collecting things, like we were talking about stamps and shit the other day, or like last week, or cards or any of this shit, you realize there's like this thing that happens in people, whether you're collecting cards or you're collecting fine art or whatever, right? It's kind of the same feeling where you're like, oh no, somebody else is going to buy that. I need to buy it now.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the best one. And that one's new, or that one has this, or that one's painted by. So like that feeling happens because the person's either dead or there's some sort of scarcity. If there's so many of them out there where anyone could buy them, even for $100 grand or $200 grand, it's like so. Then
it's too mainstream.
It's too mainstream.
Yeah.
Right. And also, how do you pull off the stunts now? Right. Because that's a part of the allure of having a Banksy, right? Like the shredding, that shit's from like Ocean's 11 or some shit. Who the hell does that?
That was
shit?
cool though.
Right.
Yo,
like
the fact that he was able to even remain anonymous for this long is so cool.
It is cool.
How, like, you know how you're like, there's people saw him.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty intricate. These artworks, like, and some of them are like in water. I think one's in Venice. How did he do that and nobody saw him?
Yeah.
It must have taken like it's not like the Art Attack guy that just did things so quickly.
Exactly. I still love that.
People also said that the Art Attack guy's bad.
Imagine
Neil Buchanan, you remember him?
Yeah. That show was
When he
fire.
did the big ass ones,
So good with the
soccer
salt.
fields and stuff.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I mean okay, if he's out there and now everyone knows he's him, right? I think one way it could work is even though you know it's him, he just stays in the shadows,
Denies
comes
it?
out. No, he's like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Nobody can find him. He's like Ryan Wedding out here, right? Like he's just running around, and then like randomly another painting goes up, right? And like holy shit, like Now You See Me styles, right? Like you know the movie Now You See Me. Yeah, like he's just like shows up. He's still doing these stunts all over the place. If he's doing that, then yeah, you're gonna continue to raise
That
value.
would be cool if you pulled that off.
But if he's like, if the stunts go away, right, and you confirm it's him, will it still hold value? Sure. But I think a lot of the mystique and the allure of owning a Banksy kind of goes away.
Yeah, it's kind of like you just taking away like Batman's mask, right? The allure is gonna go away a little bit.
Yeah.
But and it also turns into the thing, if he is a celebrity, then you're a person who can be interviewed and go on podcasts and get canceled, like ask Chalamet, right? Like,
well, there's that too. There's also the fact that people then, his political ideology is this.
Then
he doesn't like this people. He doesn't like that group, and this
all of a
and
sudden
that, right? And now it goes a different direction, right? But
art starts tanking. But
yeah, what else we got?
Have you guys been hearing about all the Bachelorette drama?
So I never once watched this shit, but this shit even hit my feed.
Yeah.
This is the quickest like rise and fall in a celebrity. I just figured out who this girl was. And
I
she's already
still
canceled.
don't know. I was like, she told me. I was like, Taylor Frankie
Keep it
Paul.
as
Is that
three
3
people.
names? Who is
Yeah, I don't know why she
Three
has
people just
three
getting a
different
fight,
names.
bro.
Taylor Frankie or Paul?
Yeah, but she was on a different reality show, Secret Life of Mormon Wives, and she has 3 kids. She has 2 different from 2 different men. She's divorced, and she was the Bachelorette, like announced as the Bachelorette. Even though she's been very problematic, even on the Secret Lives, and in 2023, it came out that she got an assault charge, like a child abuse assault, because she got into a domestic dispute with her then boyfriend. And so this was already a known fact. They've even talked about it on the show and stuff. But then recently, like a few days ago, the video of the assault came out, and it's like pretty bad. She's like throwing stools. We have like a video of it.
Dude, leave me alone.
I saw this.
Oh my gosh.
That's the most messed up part. Yeah.
Your daughter is right here.
Oh, shit. Almost hit the TV, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh my.
And then the kid's crying.
Yeah, like she hit
Dude,
her
leave
own
me
daughter,
alone.
and
Oh my god.
Why is she doing
that's
this?
Yeah, she's crashing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, clearly it's a crash out, but like what made her crash out?
she apparently was drunk when this happened, and it was like a domestic violence. I don't know, but like this happened a few years ago, but the video just came out, and then because the video came out 3 days before the Bachelorette premiere, they just canceled the show. And
They canceled the show?
The whole show.
They canceled that season.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
Bachelor
season.
comes out
Oh,
every. Yeah,
right,
they
right.
canceled
It's
that
already
season.
pre-recorded.
Yeah, like she
Yeah.
just finished filming it.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
That's actually probably good for them. They got to cancel it before they started rolling out episodes.
Yeah, but the hype around like even having her as it was crazy. Like the amount of like advertising they did, the marketing.
People
Yeah.
love these Mormon
which I didn't
wives,
even
eh?
understand. I didn't really get why they even chose her.
I don't get why. I don't think she wanted to find love or whatever. The Bachelorette. I've never really watched the show,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
I don't know that she was the greatest pick for it. But like, so that assault thing that you guys just saw, that was actually on the first season, first episode. They showed it.
They
didn't,
showed
they
it?
didn't show
Not
this.
this
They
video,
showed her
right?
getting arrested.
Yeah.
the
So
body
it was a
cam
big
footage.
part of the show.
I remember
Yeah.
it being a
happened,
thing.
and
It was
like,
in the news.
and to come out now 3 days before the premiere, I think Dakota, the guy,
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people are saying. That
That
he's
makes sense.
because okay, like the whole show, the premise on it, like you guys have heard of Mom Talk, right? It's like TikTok for moms. So it's pretty popular amongst, I don't know if it's just Mormon community or like all communities.
Yeah.
So Mom Talk also, they have a bunch of husbands, and I guess they didn't want to be like the husbands of Mom Talk anymore, so they made Dad Talk.
Oh my God.
Dakota's part of Dad Talk. All
Dakota's
they're trying
the
to do
dude?
is captain,
He's a dude?
He's
Yeah,
the dude.
that was
She's throwing chairs
I
at
think they're
him.
trying to just capitalize off of their wives, and this was another way to bring her down. She started Mom Talk. She's the main reason that show's even a thing.
Yeah.
She got on, but she has all these opportunities. One of them even got on Broadway. Like these girls have mad opportunities.
Well, the one
And
was on Dancing with the
Yeah,
Stars.
yeah, she was on Dancing. Two of them were on Dancing with the
Yeah.
Stars. So I think this was just his way to be like I'm just want to stick it to you even more. And then like
Oh,
he's
that makes
coming
a
out
lot
as
of
like
sense.
I'm a victim. I find it weird. Pardon my
You're talking.
that he's holding a camera. It's so weird. So I
Yeah.
watched interviews of both of them, and he was like how he picked her up from a party because she was intoxicated, right? He picked her up. And then she lost her mind, and then he started recording her. But the part that they talked about in the show is that he actually picked her up and assaulted her in like and then started recording once she started assaulting him.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I don't know that any of it's
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
but like it was like someone told him to do that and to just get, I don't know if he just wanted custody of his kid or he just wanted some, like, I don't
Yeah.
really know, but that's what it seems like these dads on this Mormon
No,
show
that-
is.
that
They
makes
just
a lot
want
of
clout
sense.
from their wives. They don't want to be like the husband anymore. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Like, we don't know what happened beforehand. And obviously, there's no video
Yeah,
evidence.
and he's
right?
not some stand-up guy. He's cheated on her. She calls them 4 different women that he cheated on her with.
Yeah.
And she's like, she talks about it on the show too. Like she has a kind of trauma bond with him that where like they have this like cycle of like they get back together, they fight, they make up, they get back.
So it's like an incredibly toxic relationship, right?
But they
And
can't
she
get
has-
away from each other either.
That's what toxic
So-
relationships are.
So like when that's happening, you don't pull out your camera and start like it seems like he doesn't really even like her. He doesn't want her to be with anyone else.
Yeah.
He doesn't want her to like make any money, and he's just trying to like gain some sort of something. That's how it
Which
comes
doesn't even make
across.
sense because they have a kid together.
They do have a kid
Right.
together.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are wild, man. I don't know their situation, but like I'm sure that this guy doesn't seem too innocent either, right? Like nobody just starts
No,
throwing
he's not
chairs and doing
innocent.
stupid shit,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're
I mean, it's hard to justify that though.
What do you
in
mean?
any
Exactly. I don't
way.
condone any violence,
'Cause
especially when
just
there's a
'cause the
child
kid's
there.
there.
But
No,
even the
for
child
sure.
There, like so in the interview, sorry, just to go back in the interview, he says we came to the house, the door was locked, so I had to go back get the keys from her car wherever the party was. But the child's in there. Where's the babysitter? What's going on? Like nothing makes sense. I don't believe anything this guy says. He's painted in a really bad light on the show. That's why, and I watched the show.
oh, so you already have a bias.
I
yeah.
have a huge bias. I hate Dakota.
I think like all of this was already like public knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, people already knew about the fight, and they still casted her as a
That part doesn't make
bachelorette.
sense either. Why would you cast somebody with a domestic violence charge?
I mean, like
Yeah.
the network, they don't actually care what's going on or even the morality surrounding it. They're
No.
just looking at views like this girl's hot right
They
now.
like
We'll
the
make her the
drama.
bachelorette.
They like anyone that brings drama.
Exactly.
Wild. You know about
They
this whole
even-
shit too, eh?
Well,
I have
yeah.
no
She
idea.
even went to the Oscars to promote. It's like other than like the Kardashians, so these kind of celebrities don't really go to the Oscars.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
even put her there.
Yeah.
And then like she's saying 3 days before, they just like canned it.
Yeah.
It's all numbers. It's a good PR move on their part. I
Yeah.
think they're happy that it happened before and not after. Imagine if it was like
It was
before
just
the finale.
conveniently put out to the public before.
But if there's like a kid out there, right, and you see the kid crying and shit, right? I mean, as a parent, me personally, even if we have a minor disagreement, I don't like to do it in front of our
Yeah.
daughter
Yeah.
whatsoever.
For sure.
I'll never do that, right?
Yeah.
Because that you
The
don't
kid
want
can even like sense it, even if you're not
Yeah.
fighting and you
Vibes,
are
right?
silent fighting.
Yeah.
It just knows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, or like you guys know her daughter, right? She's
Yeah.
like the
She's
happiest,
sensitive.
sweetest kid on the planet, man. Like today she was gonna go swimming, and she's been excited because I haven't taken her a couple of weeks. So Fear's been taking her
Yeah.
because I was busy with a couple of things, and she's been excited for like 3 days. She's like, "Dad's gonna take me. Dad's gonna take me." Right to the point where when she wakes up in the morning. She came into the room from 6 a.m. So, like she
Yeah,
came
yeah.
in
Every
like
10, 20
Yeah.
minutes, she would come in to see if you're awake.
Yeah, and then she was like,
That's
"I'm
so
just so
cool.
excited to go swimming today." Right? She's so excited. And when she goes to her swimming class, there's a bunch of kids. She's just standing on the platform because she's in like the deeper side now, right? There's like a platform. She's like showing off, like dunking her head
Yeah.
in and breathing underwater and stuff, waving to me the
Yeah.
whole time. Like, look.
Yeah.
She's so excited. When she came home, she's like, "Dad was the whole time watching me."
That's crazy. Then imagine like even just having an argument. You guys are saying you wouldn't have that. What
Yeah.
brings a person to throw chairs?
She hit her the kid.
She hit the kid with the chair.
She hit.
I
She's
think
saying she on the interview said she didn't know the kid was there.
Well, that's you're an idiot.
She
too.
was intoxicated. I'm not justifying
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah,
behavior.
yeah.
I'm just saying
no,
these are
but
the things
okay.
that
Do
they're
people
saying.
get drunk and people do stupid shit, right? Like if you drink some alcohol and shit,
Enough
and
alcohol make anyone do something.
Yeah, no, but if you're in that kind of headspace,
And imagine someone's egging you on, like
Yeah.
trying to like rile you up.
but if you can just justify being that drunk and being
Right.
that angry
That's
around
also a
your
problem.
kid, you
Yeah.
can keep
Yeah,
doing it,
for
and
sure.
you've done it once and you've done it 10 times, then it's not that big of a deal to
Mm-hmm.
you, right? Like you don't really. I don't know. Those kind of environments and shit, like for families, they're toxic as hell.
Yeah.
Man. You don't want to
The
raise a
whole
kid in it.
reality TV thing for families is not great.
No,
It
man.
never ends well.
Yeah.
No.
Any of it. It's crazy. She got popular kind of for all the wrong reasons, like
She
going
did.
against the Mormon culture.
Well, she had a swinging scandal.
And look
Even
all that.
I forgot about that. Like she had that, and they were like, "Let's make her the Bachelorette."
No, or even like,
what?
let's give her the Mormon
That's what I'm
show.
saying.
Yeah.
These-
Like it stemmed from
These
that.
networks
What
do
is
not
it
give a
that-
shit. They
So
don't
the
care.
network-
It's
so-
numbers, man. It's
So the
numbers.
network, knowing all of this, was still like
Casted
make her the
her.
Let's take the
Bachelorette.
They
risk,
casted
yeah.
her. She filmed the whole thing. It's literally supposed to come out on Sunday.
Okay, so then, if this guy released it now and they
Yeah.
knew about all of this shit, right?
Makes a lot of
let's just
sense,
say,
right?
no, I don't think so. If this guy releases it now, the network's not gonna be like, oh shit, now everybody's gonna know. They know everyone's gonna know from the get-go. That shit doesn't stay hidden.
So I've heard conspiracy theory. Sorry, go on.
So my theory would be the network was like, either that season sucked when they saw it and they were like, let's just ditch the season. Let's find a reason. Or somebody didn't vet it completely. And after it was like filmed, a higher up was like, you guys nuts? Like, we can't let this shit air.
Yeah.
You guys know what the she did.
Yeah.
And then they can't, like, who knows?
People are thinking there's actually something bigger that happened, that they're just, that they don't want that to come out. They don't, no one's saying what it is, no one knows, but this is what people are alleging.
Yeah.
That's why
it might come out eventually.
Yeah.
And so they
That's usually what it is.
But it could be what you're saying too. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That the boss is just like, whoa.
Like, you guys remember that the thing that happened a few weeks ago? The builder lady who said fart N-word?
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And then she got fired or whatever?
Yeah.
So that thing...
Did you see her interview after though? She
I didn't
was
see her
on
interview.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh, Charlamagne was trying to make a cop out to it or something. It's so cringy. I
was
think
so
I might have
bad.
saw
It
it or
was so
something.
bad, yeah.
I might have saw like a 10 seconds of it. He did that shit on purpose. He was
Why is she justifying her behavior?
I don't know.
She was justifying
I don't
it.
know what the fuck she was doing. That shit almost
She was like,
seemed
I just say it all the time. My kids say it.
But yeah, that video also happened, I think, like a year or months beforehand.
Oh.
Right? And then somebody decides
Someone
to
leaked
release it way later. Maybe you pissed somebody off.
Yeah.
And they're like,
You probably did.
you remember
Yeah.
saying this?
That's
You know?
how I felt about this.
People get fired. Who knows?
Even like, so she went on The Bachelorette, because on Mormon Wives this season, they show the day before she goes.
Yeah.
The day before she goes, she sleeps with Dakota. So
Oh
like,
my God.
The day before she films the show. Yeah.
So
she's
you're
going
not
on The
going to find
Bachelorette.
love. You
This
shouldn't be
girl's
on The
tripping.
Bachelorette.
Yeah, like
It's a toxic relationship. It's one of those things where I think that she just can't get away.
No,
I'm
but
not
some of the girls on the show,
justifying-
they all got popular for going against their religion, right?
It's not that they're all still, they practice Mormonism or whatever. They're just a little bit like, they don't agree. I don't know what they agree. I don't want to talk on them, but like,
Well,
they
for
don't
whatever
agree with
reason,
all
they
of
were
it.
being outlandish and they got popular
But
off
they
that.
got popular because of her.
Yeah.
She's the only reason.
Fair. She
Yeah.
seems like the craziest one.
Yeah, I mean, people love
But
crash outs. People love drama, right? That's what
It
people
seems
come
like
for.
a lot of them switched and just became a little normal just to make money. She just didn't get the memo, this girl.
And she's given all these opportunities, but still.
How about them Lakers?
How about them Lakers?
Luka Magic. So Lakers have now won 9 straight. They just won their 9th game off a buzzer beater from Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard. Who knew? Who knew, right?
Yeah, so in the process, Luka has climbed to 2nd on the MVP ladder, right behind SGA. Over an 8-game stretch, he has 327 points, 71 boards, 59 assists, averaging 40.9 points over that stretch, and a 65.6% true shooting percentage. He just dropped 60 on the second night of a back-to-back. They asked Bam about it too. He's like, it's not that easy. Dropped so many points. So I guess he can relate a little bit. I don't know. So like the question is just like, is this Luka's dominance or the Lakers coming together? Are they learning to gel like the roster? Or are players taking a step back? Or is it just Luka? Is he just balling out?
I think it's a combination of all those things, right? I also think that this is actually good for the league, though, right? Because I think
it's always good for the league when the Celtics and the Lakers are at the top.
or LeBron,
Or LeBron, yeah.
right? If there's a shot at the Lakers going deep in the playoffs, like you can even see the matchups now, right? Like I'm looking at it. I was googling it while you googling. While I was googling it while you were talking about it.
Yeah.
So they're sitting 3rd, right? OKC sitting 1st, Spurs are 2nd, right? Even after, if you look at some of the potential matchups, right? Like Lakers versus Timberwolves or something like that. That's a fire matchup.
That's a really
Imagine
good
a
matchup.
conference finals of Lakers Thunder. Holy,
Yeah.
or Lakers Spurs or Thunder Spurs. And just having the Lakers in the upper echelon, along with the Nuggets, your KD and the Rockets, Timberwolves.
Yeah.
That the West is looking. They're looking good.
Yeah,
in
the
terms
Western
of-
playoff matchups are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's like the Lakers might actually be contenders now at this point, right? Like I think
they are contenders. I don't think you can write them off.
yeah, you can't just write them off, but especially because the West is so tight.
You're telling me in a 7-game playoff series,
Yeah.
right? You have Luka and LeBron on one team.
Yeah. Well, they had them last
if you want the no, that was different. Like if you're saying that they're all healthy, top 3 seed in the West,
yeah,
heading into the playoffs, you're telling me that LeBron doesn't have one in him? The storyline's gonna write itself.
Yeah,
the storyline's gonna write itself. If the Lakers start gaining steam right now and they get hot going into the playoffs, it's gonna be. I think it'll be a much more watched NBA Finals than previous years.
I mean, it's the timing's good. And they won't have to do the whole play-in thing, so they get to actually have be ready for a matchup and plan for it. For me, with that question that I posed to you, I think it's more of a thing that it's just Luka's dominance. I think he's showing that he is, if not one of the most lethal offensive players in the game. Because even if I've been watching the streak, right? It's just can't help but tune in whenever they're killing it. They usually play at a time that's works out for me. I throw the game on. Defenses are zoning in on him. He's getting double team, triple team.
Right.
I even saw plays where they were showing like Marcus Smart's like all the way over here.
Yeah.
Like wide open.
Yeah.
And this guy's just it's just good offense beats amazing defense all the time, right? And I think it's just him. He's just showing like how good he really is. I think he is making a case for that MVP bid. And if there is some more recency, like people just getting tired of SGA, it's a great opportunity to give one to Luka.
There's obviously going to be voter fatigue if people get tired of SGA. And whenever you see somebody warm up and like heat up on the way into the playoffs, right? And you're making this much noise, if they continue doing that shit, then he could easily get it, right? I think what happened with Luka a little bit when he came to the Lakers was that LeBron effect.
Yeah.
Right? I think like it's definitely less now than it would have been like 5 years ago. But still, you come on a team that LeBron is on, a part of you, it's not that you think that he's better than you or he doesn't say take the keys to the castle or anything. It's just this thing where you're like, LeBron's on my team.
Yeah.
So you just take a back seat.
Exactly.
Or like maybe you don't want to be the alpha dominant guy because you're like, yo, LeBron's there too or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right? But once that thing flipped, I feel like it's flipped now.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who said what. Now he feels like he is the guy.
Exactly.
Right. So now I think you're gonna see a lot of like how you used to play in Dallas.
Yeah.
Right. You put up a lot of shots, but also putting up some buzzer beaters, some big numbers. Right.
I think a lot of it was that. Even this just weird the way he got traded, how that whole fallout happened. He was crying when they were giving him the whole video tribute or whatever, right? I think he couldn't shake that off for a while. Now he's so done with it. So I'm ready for the playoffs to start, man.
Bro, imagine even if he's capable of pulling off a championship, people are gonna be like, that's just the beginning.
Yeah, it'll be huge for his legacy,
right?
And LeBron's by proxy, right? He's just sitting around.
Oh, it'll be massive for Bron.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna be like, he's better than Jordan.
Yeah.
Like they just can't help themselves. The people have
That'll
already said that even if he doesn't win another championship, he's better than Jordan, right? That's
so
how this
crazy.
shit goes. But in the East, no, Raptors are sitting right in the middle of the pack. We're gonna be writing that up. But even
pretty much for me in the East is just Celtics are gonna be there. Whoever wants to play them.
Really? I think Celtics can lose to a Cavs team or a Knicks team that's on a heater. Celtics aren't like, they're sometimes
as Tatum gets healthier and healthier. I don't know.
Yeah, if he knocks the rust off,
I think they have the easiest path there.
Do you think everyone's just writing off Detroit for no reason?
Just for that reason, for the reason I gave you before in other podcasts. They're too young. You don't get to win right away.
Yeah,
it has never worked that way.
You don't.
You got to go through it a bit.
I'm still rooting for Shea on the West though. Let's go, Canada, right?
Have you been hearing about the expansion talk going on in the NBA?
I heard. Everyone's got a couple opinions on this.
Yeah, the NBA has been mulling it over for feels like a couple of years now, right? Every league's doing it. Why not make some more money, right? So they've been recently looking into Seattle, Vegas. I think LeBron was rumored to be part of that. He recently came out and said he wants no part of it. Maybe that's telling you something.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole Vegas thing, he was rumored to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So TMAC and Vince, they chimed in on the expansion thing, and we have a clip of it.
We don't have the talent to be trying to start 2 more teams, bro. I'm saying keep it at 30. I mean, I'm all for it, honestly. it can go back to the old NBA where you don't get the click up because now you can take a superstar and kind of spread them to their own squad. Here's an opportunity to kind of fix that while this is happening. Back in the day when you had a team, you felt a responsibility to carry the Magic on your back. And if you weren't available, you don't know what's going to happen in the outcome, correct?
I just don't think it'll be competitive.
If Vegas, Seattle becomes a team, who do you think should go to the East?
Memphis will have to go to the East. Yeah, Memphis.
And who else?
New Orleans or Minnesota.
You put them in the East, it becomes a different
Depends on what y'all want to do.
And then you take Minnesota and Edwards in the East.
That's what we need to see.
Vegas, who wants to be that first guy, superstar to go to Vegas?
That's dangerous, bro.
I agree that too.
NBA guys, man, you crazy as hell, dog. No, sir.
He's not wrong. Minnesota in the East would be exciting.
That part got me excited, but like for the most part, I feel like I'd have to agree with TMAC. The NBA is too top heavy. Where do you fall on it?
If you look at it right now, right, there's 30 teams in the NBA right now, right? The top 6 on each side are arguably not fighting for a championship, but believe that they might be able to win one, right? That's usually how it is every single year.
More like top 3 are fighting.
Top 3 to 4 are usually fighting for it, right? Top 6 believe they can do it, right? And you have about 18 teams that are basically fighting for first draft pick or just fighting to get in the playoffs or whatever.
Or a lottery pick.
There's that, right? Yeah. You add 2 more to it, right? I think what it does is just stretch out the talent a little bit more. And I don't think it's like so much parity. I think they're talking about an NBA, what he's talking about, because they were those kind of players.
Yeah.
Right? 1 superstar per team.
Hold down the squad.
And if you remember those days, if the superstar is injured, team sucks. They're losing that week. They're gonna go, like, as long as Vince Carter's injured, T-Mac's down, like the season's a wrap. Nowadays, because of how much talent they have on a roster, like look at Boston. Tatum was out. They still held they held their spot. Right? Like if a Shea goes down for a week or two, like nothing happened to them, right? Like these teams are built different, right? And right now, like you have the Thunder, Spurs, and Lakers on one side, right? Spurs, though, bro, Wemby's having his coming out party, bro. He had his first buzzer beater. It was his first one, but it was pretty wild, like last week.
Yeah.
He's going to do something in this league.
Wemby's just got to stay healthy. He's going to do a lot of things in the league. But like I feel like the league as a whole, it needs to market their players better. Like SGA, Wemby, Ant-Man, these should be household names. Like people don't know these names. People only know LeBron, Steph, Jordan, like names like that. Yeah. Still know Jordan. Yeah. But like someone like me who doesn't watch soccer whatsoever, right? Yeah. Why do I know a Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Harry Kane, Salah, that player? I don't even know what he plays for, but I know his name. Face, I know his name. Too, I can picture his face right now, right? The NBA has way too many mediocre players. Yeah. And they can't market the names effectively, the names that they actually have. Like Ant-Man, SGA should be marketed way better.
Yes.
Expanding would just mean watering it down more.
You think it waters it down more? I think, okay. There's a couple of things, right? One, they're talking about Vegas and they're talking about Seattle, right? I think they're pretty good markets,
Vegas is an extremely lucrative market. That's hard to pass up.
Yeah, who wouldn't, players
they
would...
do that with the NHL too, no?
Yeah. And they won Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
They won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And they don't even care that they won one, bro. We're dying over here. Hasn't won one since 1967, man. Johnny Bauer, Dave Kean. But anyways, we're not going to go to that. And NBA, like, okay, if Canada could get another team like Vancouver or some shit, that would be cool.
That would be cool. We can get them back.
Right? The Grizzlies moved. I feel like, I don't know. Was the attendance that bad when they moved it, or was it just like they sold a team?
They sold a team.
Right? They sold it.
Yeah.
I feel like the market was still there. Those jerseys were so sick.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah. So to me, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a marketing your talents thing. I think anyone that is into like basketball, you get tied up in that algorithm and you think like, oh, there's so many superstars and stuff like that, right? Which, like, when you dig a little bit deeper and you look at what's actually, the viewership and stuff, the NBA finals last year through a 7-game averaged 10.2 million views, right? To put that into perspective, the World Baseball Classic this year, that some people might feel like nobody even watched the final, 10.8 million views.
Look at that.
Right?
What does that tell you?
And that was just like a tournament, right? The people claim that not that many people, 10.8 million views, NBA Finals can beat the World Baseball Classic.
That shows you that they have not enough talent.
Watch the World Cup. right? This year. It's gonna be on fire.
It's gonna be way more.
Right? Yeah. And NBA has that opportunity. I don't think it's a talent thing, man. I don't even know if it's a marketing thing. I think what ended up hurting them was this whole the superstars sit out. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit about the All-Star game. Nobody cares. They're nonchalant. They're more about their brand, right?
You can't really compare it to the World Cup, though.
Why?
The World Cup is like Europe doesn't watch NBA, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. It's
like massive.
Massive.
Yeah, Luka's from Europe.
But they watch?
Yeah. They have Euro Cups and shit.
Everyone watches soccer.
No, everyone watches soccer for sure, but you can make the argument baseball.
Do you think South America watches NBA?
Do you think, the biggest markets, right? Do you think China has a massive baseball audience? You think India does? That's 3 billion people. You know how many people in China watch basketball?
So many.
No.
They love basketball.
They have their own leagues.
Yao Ming is like God to them. They love it. You know, Jeremy Lin's jersey was like one of the most sold jerseys in New York. That's not just because of New York. That's because he's from India, China. Right? They love basketball down there. The market for basketball is big.
It's there massive. Too. Yeah. They're just not utilizing it.
No, the viewership dies off because of shit like that. That's why when Wemby, he's kind of the mindset. He's like, I'm gonna go play. Remember, even the All-Star games, like, I'm gonna go play. If he becomes the next superstar, I want, I've said this before, I want that player where everyone's like, oh my God, he keeps winning. I don't know what the hell to do. When Tom Brady's there,
it's been
football's
proven.
In a great place. If Pat Mahomes, you can hate these guys or love them, it's your choice, right? Yeah. But if LeBron's winning, if Steph's winning, right? Like if Connor McDavid starts running off 3-4, these leagues get put in a good place. Then there's somebody to hate, and there's somebody you want to beat, or there's somebody to root for.
Exactly.
When you take that away, and this parity everyone gets excited about, it starts to, a little bit. And for whatever reason, in every other sport right now, maybe because I don't even know what the hell it is. Because hockey, the Maple Leafs aren't good.
Yeah.
But there's still this national pride in Canada for hockey. Yeah. Right. Blue Jays are fire, but Canadians, we're doing pretty okay in baseball.
Yeah.
Right? In basketball, we actually have a fire squad. We're probably the second best team in the world when it comes to basketball.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about basketball. Not like that. Right? And I do. Right? My friends and everybody I know talks about it.
Yeah.
But if you look at the numbers, they say something else.
I think we fall on that side. It's like Vince is thinking growth, right? Of the business, right?
Yeah.
Of basketball.
Yeah.
And TMAC's more like what we're talking about, the preserving the purity of the game, right?
Yeah.
And making sure that you still put out a good product.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, the NBA as a business, they're not going to give a shit. They're going to expand anyway because they can print more money, right?
Yeah.
They're just going to look at numbers.
Like at a point, do you think they take it to 35 teams, 40 teams?
If you dilute the product that much, it's going to suffer. There's no way to avoid that.
Because who wants to watch, who's going to watch a 15 seed versus who's going to watch the Kings versus, the Pacers on a Wednesday night? Nobody's going to give a shit about that game. Right.
Especially
now if there's 3 more games that are like that,
and then you expand to 35 teams, so the Kings don't have whoever the hell they have left, DeMar, then they don't have Halliburton on the Pacers.
Yeah.
It's even shittier product. I don't know. I'm always gonna fall on that side. I think they have enough teams. They should just work on marketing better. But how you feeling about this J season?
I'm hyped for this J season, man.
Are you ready for it?
I'm hyped. I've been ready for this thing.
I've been ready for this thing. A week away now.
Bro, once we lost the World Series, I've been wanting the next season to start. I've been sitting here with this bat. I left this stupid chair. I want baseball back, man.
That's coming back. But they're good.
It's confusing. You're wearing a Raptors hat.
Right?
Yeah, they're going to the playoffs. Just don't put on a Leafs hat. So, the season is coming up, but they're going to be a player short. Right?
Trey Yesavage.
Kind of came out of left field for a lot of people. So they're saying he's going to start on the IL with a shoulder impingement. No clear return date. Good thing we got that pitching depth, eh?
Max Scherzer. Right? His daughter writing that letter, us just signing him.
No, they put him on the rotation.
Yeah, well, who else do you have? Right? Gosman, obviously Gosman's the ace right now, right? But
the rotation's Gosman, Cease, Lauer, Ponce, and Scherzer. Scherzer's the fifth man.
Yeah, he's a part of it.
Yeah.
Until
the $1 million man.
Yeah, until Bieber and...
Look at that, though. Then you got Bieber, Berrios, Yesavage getting healthy.
Yeah. But this
stacked,
thing, as far as the injury goes, back to Yesavage, right? This thing isn't something that was a surprise. He came into spring training with a shoulder issue, right? And last season, everyone's riding off of the high, right? 12 strikeouts, World Series, right? And obviously, we haven't seen that shit done ever before by a rookie, right? Like just stepping up to the big leagues, you do that shit. So obviously, everyone's gonna get excited. Right?
I feel like they're easing him in to the lineup.
Well, there's definitely there's a little bit of that. There's also like they're scared, right? Yesavage, like okay, the fair weather baseball fan isn't gonna realize that like Yesavage is a big guy. He's 6'4", right? Yeah. His release on the pitch is 7 feet. It's over 7 feet, right? He has the highest release in the league, right? Yeah. When you have a high release, it's notorious for shoulder injuries, elbow injuries. Yeah, just notorious, right? Arm, yeah. But to him, they're saying that he spins his torso to first base when he throws. Yeah. It's not so much because like for Blue Jays fans, you're gonna have flashbacks of Robbie Ray, right? Like he wins the Cy Young with the Blue Jays, goes to the Mariners, and has a Tommy John surgery, right? Like it's a wrap, right? Mm-hmm. Or you can compare Yesavage to Verlander, right? Yeah. Verlander had 12 seasons, 200 plus innings pitched per season for 12 seasons, pretty much an Iron Man. Yeah. Verlander is also another guy who I think has a similar release, like 7 feet, right? Yeah. Really, really high release, right? When you have that much of a high release, it's scary, right? Yeah. Because that I think they're looking at that and their whole vision is like they don't want to mess this up. So if you save a couple of games now, I think their thinking is then you September, October, right? This guy starts, really getting into it. August, July, August, September, October. We're going for that push again. So I think it's coming from that side of it. As a fan, I look at this and the pitching mechanics between him and Roy Halladay, rest in peace, completely different, right? But the hype and the love from the fans, I don't think that we've had this since Roy Halladay, right? Yeah. Doc was one of those pitchers, Cy Young, like he just gave you that confidence, like watching him play. For sure. And I think Yesavage gave that to a lot of Blue Jays fans in the World Series. So a lot of fans who just like, like been in and out of baseball or just like new, they're like, oh, why aren't you playing him, man? He should be playing, right? No, man. You want to ease him into this. Thank God we got Dylan Cease. Thank God we have Gosman still. Thank God we got Scherzer, right? And you let a couple of these games run off. Yeah. And then like, when he's warmed up and ready to go, we go.
Hopefully he's not out that long, but like it would impact his Rookie of the Year chances too, right?
No. He's still on par for Rookie of the Year. He's still favored to win Rookie of the Year, right? He's also already, I think, after they said that he was on the IL, he also pitched 30 through 35 pitches. I think I was reading.
And he's saying he's feeling all right too. Yeah. To me, it seems like load management.
It has to be though, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, in baseball, when you have such a high release, most scouts are going to look at that and be like, yo, this guy's going to injure his shoulder. It doesn't matter, right? Like when you look at his mechanics, like I was saying, he doesn't throw it that way, which is also because of his high release. A lot of people are falling on both sides of this, right? They're saying if batters figure him out, right? Because then the ball is, staying higher longer. If batters figure him out, they're like, we don't know if he's such a spectacular pitcher, right? Other people are saying, bullshit, you don't get 12 strikeouts in a World Series and you're not a good pitcher. Exactly. Against who? Look, Ohtani. Look at what he was doing, bro. Yeah. This guy is that guy, bro. Yeah. He gives Blue Jays fans I love Gosman. I love all of these guys. Like, thank you for everything that you guys do. But Yesavage, he's the next man up, bro. If they can hold off a 15-day IL, right? So this guy eases into the lineup and we have the next superstar at the mound, bro. I'm okay.
It's a good business move too to protect his arm, but I don't know. There's a balance there between easing him in and being too scared, too cautious, right?
Nah, I'm all right with it, bro. I'm all right because this Blue Jays management team spends money, right, to go get.
Oh, they're dumping a lot of money.
Yeah, they're not like the Leafs, right?
Definitely not like.
So I'll appreciate that, man. You could hold him off for 15 days. He seems like he's a composed young guy, man. We'll see what happens. Let's go Blue Jays.
Let's get that season started.
So what streaming service have you guys been watching more lately? Netflix or Disney Plus?
I don't even know. What do we watch?
Probably Netflix.
Probably
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
But kids.
Yeah, that
Disney
depends.
Plus. Like if
If
we're
I'm
gonna watch
watching or is
something,
our daughter watching?
yeah. But if we're watching something, you would go to Netflix, no?
Probably, yeah.
My first instinct is always Netflix.
Yeah, like I feel like they're both pretty good platforms. So I thought we should do like a head to head, see which we actually use more. So we'll do a couple of options. So which one would you choose over these two, and the other one you would lose forever?
Oh my god.
So it's the Netflix versus Disney Plus. So number one, Stranger Things or versus The Mandalorian.
Mando. But you guys, you watch Stranger Things. I've only watched the first
told
season.
you the last season pissed me off.
Oh my god. I would pick Stranger Things.
Ruined the show for me. But you never watched Mandalorian.
Yeah.
You don't care about Star Wars. It's cool.
There's a baby
They
green
canceled
guy.
Mando.
They're making a movie
They're
though.
making a movie, but they didn't have to cancel.
Well, the movie
is probably not good, right?
No, I loved it.
No, it was really good.
I loved it.
There's a baby Yoda.
But I'm a
in it,
Star Wars
that's it.
fan.
Everyone loves Grogu. That whole thing
Grogu.
is on Grogu. If you took Grogu out, there would be no show.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the next
And all he
matchup-
does is make sound effects. Sorry.
That's okay. Next matchup: K-pop Demon Hunters versus Frozen.
I don't like
those
either.
are both
of them.
like whatever, man.
Yeah, they're both whatever. But
I'll go with Frozen.
I didn't watch K-pop. Did you watch it?
Never watched
Yeah,
it.
it was good.
It was good?
Yeah, it's a
What
good
the hell?
movie.
I felt
You
like
guys-
it was too scary for
You know
her,
it
so
won
I
an
didn't
Oscar?
Yeah,
play
it would
it.
be too
Yeah.
That movie won an Oscar.
It's
The
won
song,
so
the
much.
song won.
Yeah.
I heard
people are
I
obsessed.
heard some guy talking about it. He's like, I feel like this isn't a Korean movie. He's like, I think it's like produced by some American producers and they just pretended that it was Korean and shit.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't know what he's going on about. He's making some weird conspiracy theory. I thought you guys would have known about it.
Okay, the next one: You versus Only Murders in the Building.
Only Murders.
Only Murders.
I've never seen the other one.
I liked you too, but Murders is so
No, Murders is
Yeah,
fire.
Murders is
Murders
such a
that
good
their
show.
theme music just reminds you of Halloween, and they always drop it around
Like
that
fall.
time. Yeah. It's that whole vibe.
Okay.
Okay, next one: Bridgerton versus Succession.
Succession.
Bridgerton.
Succession.
Get out of here.
Succession by
Did
a
you watch the
mile.
new season
Yeah,
of
it
Bridgerton?
was the best season.
Bridgerton.
Really?
It was the best out
It's
of
very
all of them.
Cinderella vibe.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Majority wins here. We're going
D.
Succession.
Succession. Yeah, Succession's fire.
She didn't vote.
Well, I would say Bridgerton.
Wow, it's a tie. Eh?
Okay, but go on.
Okay, last one: Narcos versus The Bear.
The Bear.
Ooh.
Recency bias there for me.
Yeah,
is.
it is recency bias.
I
I
forgot
didn't even
Narcos.
finish Narcos.
I don't remember.
Narcos because of subtitles, man.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I was just like,
Yeah, like if you
Nah, subtitles started
that
annoying
much
me.
reading, you start getting annoyed.
I didn't come here to read.
And like you don't if you're gonna read, you read a sports article, right? Like you don't watch your TV.
No, I agree
to
with
read,
you.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, I'm going with The Bear.
Yeah, we'll go
you know
with The
they're
Bear.
ending that one too.
I thought they were only gonna have 5 seasons.
That was
Wasn't that always the plan?
no idea.
No.
I just know they're ending it.
Yeah. Maybe it's because series finale coming up. He's like, it's canceled.
The last one wasn't that good, but anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Disney Plus swept. You guys
Really?
like it better, even though you said Netflix.
You stacked the deck.
How?
The way you did it. The way you did it. But Netflix does Netflix have the shows? Do you go there for the shows or the movies?
Well,
I
the
just go to
3 shows
Netflix.
that I said, or the 4. I said 4 shows. You guys picked.
Yeah, you
Disney
put
Plus
Stranger Things
instead.
on there and we're like, fuck Stranger Things.
But yeah, I feel like that in a different setting would have won.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
People love that show.
People do love it. There's a cult following for it.
Yeah.
I liked it, but it got worse
Yeah.
as it went on.
What else? We have any other questions or?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do one more. Okay, so rank the following animals to have as pets without knowing what's next.
Oh my god.
So the first one is a tiger.
Oh, hell no. Who would want a tiger as a pet?
I
she
wouldn't want.
says
They're all
Tiger.
kind of
Snake.
like unhinged, outlandish
Oh,
animals. But like if you had
okay.
to choose to have them
Well,
as a
tigers
pet.
are.
Tiger's gonna kill me.
Okay, picture you're like a Saudi king and you have
No, not
like,
only that. So tigers
place for
are.
it.
Tigers aren't like lions, right? They're not like in a pride. They're like lone, right? Like they like to be by
Cats.
themselves, right? They're like big ass versions, like mean cats, right? Like a lion
They are
will
big
actually be like
cats.
that's
I already
family,
don't like
right?
cats.
Cats, like tigers are very isolated, man. So I would nah.
That made it sound even worse than it was in my head.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'm
That's
a
5.
pet person.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't want any of this.
If you
Okay,
had
but
to
how many are
ask,
there?
though,
5?
5.
We'll go 5. She's gonna
That's
say like
5.
lizard and cockroach or something.
Or snake.
Yeah,
That's 5.
5.
That's
5?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the worst one? Okay.
That's the one that could probably kill you, right? I'm just going off of death.
I was going to say things that all of them can kill
But those
you.
other things you can put in a, like you can capture in a box. If the tiger gets out, you're
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Very true.
Right?
Talking about things that can kill you.
Oh, no.
The next one
Scorpion.
is gorilla.
I knew it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy thinks he can face a gorilla.
No, I don't think I
If
can.
the gorilla gets out.
No, I'm not saying that. But a gorilla, I feel like I could be like, yo, chill, man.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean it,
talk
bro.
to a gorilla.
Here's a banana, bro, or whatever, right? Like, no, like when you see them at the zoo, right?
You don't go up to them.
No, but they no. I know they're vicious, right? But they live in families and pack. Like, be rational a little bit. Like
They have more of a pack mentality.
They do. They have more of a pack.
Well, remember when Harambe, the kid fell, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't kill the kid.
Exactly.
And there's these crazy people
But
that
then
go on these
they like killed him,
these
right?
excursions.
So-
Those
Justice for
excursions that
Harambe.
people go on when they go into the forest just to go sit beside gorillas and shit. You guys ever seen that
You
shit?
talking about Kevin Hart?
Kevin
Jane
Hart,
Goodall.
yeah, he did a bit about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
people do that
doesn't
shit
look
all the
anything
time.
I want to do.
No, I don't want to do it, but if you went and sat next to a tiger, you just bite your head off, right?
Yeah.
Like
I've
if you
touched a tiger. I think he was. It was.
He was
sedated.
probably sedated as
I
hell.
think he was
heavily sedated, probably one that's on crack, hasn't eaten like
Took a
3
picture with
months.
him. But they're like, don't touch his face. I'm like, I wasn't planning on
If
it.
somebody says don't touch his face, why would you even? You're like, I wasn't playing. Why would you? I would be like, no, thank you.
I think, where does that rank then?
Oh yeah,
We're just like, what's the next animal? Okay, we'll put that at. That's not that. We'll put it 3.
they're all gonna be
3.
crazy, but okay.
Okay.
3.
The next one is an ostrich.
Oh,
Ostrich, you can tame an ostrich. I'm just going off of death. I told you.
We're just going based on what's gonna kill us.
Yeah,
going
that's how you.
based on absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Your logic.
Well, I'm just death, bro. That's it. I don't want to die. Whatever I think I can control a little bit more.
Also,
Ostrich is
ostrich would be like 2.
Yeah.
2.
2.
I'm getting an ostrich.
The next one is a raccoon.
Ew.
Oh, but they're like soft ones.
But now I'm thinking about it a little differently. If the
Now it's no longer dead.
if the gorilla became your friend, if he's like, I'm down to ride,
You
right?
can't be friends with the
No,
gorilla.
like look at what happens in this economy. All these break-ins and shit. Man, you had gorillas sitting at the
Yeah.
door.
Imagine you
He's
had
the
a
best
Somebody broke-
bodyguard.
from birth, not a rabies raccoon.
Yeah,
That would be manageable.
man. Yeah, that's manageable. But if somebody broke in the house, a raccoon's gonna be like, hey, right? Like a gorilla's gonna be like, yo, what's up? They're gonna try to pop it. He's gonna take the bullet like Superman.
Yo,
Fuck
raccoon
shit up.
probably scares somebody too, honestly. I don't run towards
But if we're going with
myself.
death, then raccoon's gonna be 1. We really want a raccoon. People have raccoons as pets.
People do.
Yeah.
They do, right? So raccoon's 1.
Okay.
Damn.
So
What's
the
left?
last one, which would be number 4, is a snake.
Yeah.
See, we did it right.
That's not bad.
It's a good list. If you're going off of death, it's a bomb list.
If it's pets that I actually want to have,
0.
Yeah.
None.
No, if they were all friendly and they loved me, then Gorilla's
Gorilla
gonna
would
be
be
1,
one,
bro. He
yeah.
would chill with you. He would like
That's
you
a
could
cool
lift
pet.
things for you. That's cool, man. You beat the shit out of.
I mean, if we're talking about they're all friendly, then yeah, any of them I'd ride on a tiger's back. Like, but
No.
none of these situations.
But
are
a
gonna
gorilla would
happen.
walk around, right? You're like, yo,
Okay.
yeah, I can just see. It's like,
He
oh,
would
your
rip
boy.
your limbs off your body.
No,
That's
but
what
if
he
they're
would
all friendly,
They're
and I can be like,
trained.
yo, man, I need to rebuild my fence. You're like, all right, I got you. Just-
do. All right, so you're talking about a magical kingdom where everything is made.
like the Lion King.
Basically.
Yeah, and with that, clearly we're not experts at any of this shit. We just come here and talk shit every single week, just like most people on the internet. So you guys should always do your own research and don't trust everything that you guys see or read. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.
Peace.